Welcome to Mark's Motorsports and Farming channel. I present to you the long-awaited September channel update video. I've been wanting to get this video done for the last week since I did that last hay job overview video of round 2. So it's been about a week now since I made that one. And now I finally have a chance to get this video made for you, even though there's only a week or so, or maybe not even a week left in September now. But obviously by waiting this long, I do have a little bit more news than I would have a week or two ago. So I'll start with Motorsports. And that every race and tractor pull that I've been to so far, the videos have all been posted. So I do not have any outstanding motorsports content, you could say, at this time. Pretty much the last race that I went to in Elk River is all I knew about, but there is a nearby track that might have a race or two yet, which I'll have to look into it and see if they still do yet, or if they're done racing over there for the season. And then one of the last tractor pull videos that I put up, somebody had commented and informed me that there's a tractor pull this coming weekend, roughly an hour away from me. You know, it's never been to the town, but I go by the turnoff for the town whenever I go to Elk River to the races that I've been recording in that town. You know, whenever I drive there, I drive right by the turn off to that after that I'd use to get into that town. And you know, I'll have to keep contacting the guy that told me about it and see if he can get me a little more info about it, as far as, you know, where exactly in that town it is and what time the pull starts, and you know, it's pretty basic things. But I guess I wouldn't be 100% sure where to look myself to find the info on it. And as of now, I do not officially have a race vehicle to use for the winter. The S10 that I was hoping to get built to race with this past winter, a friend of mine bought it, and it will not be a racing vehicle anymore. So as of now, I do not officially have a race vehicle. I am working on it, and I actually did recently pick one up that I could run in the regular 6-cylinder class. It would be eligible for that, but But I don't know for sure just yet if I'm going to race that one or race something different. But when I officially have a race vehicle, then I will be doing a video on it and introducing you guys to it. But yeah, other than possible oval track races and a possible oval track race or two, you know, closer to where I live, and that tractor pull that I was just recently told about. If I am able to film at either of those places, then you know those will probably be the last racing and tractor pull videos for a while, or especially on dry ground, so to speak. Yeah, the race I was referencing with that vehicle is on ice over the winter, so then that would be the next vehicle racing that I know about, or you know, cars and trucks type thing. And then obviously the winter schedules are starting to come out for different races, and other than the ice race in February, it's basically snowcross galore, you could say. You know, it's pretty much gonna be snowcross over the winter, with the exception of the ice race. Which hopefully I'll be able to run in this year, or drive in it. But at minimum, I will still go back and record everything for you guys, and you guys can watch it. But that should pretty much do it for motorsports now. Now on to the farming side of things. Where I'm standing now, has once again gotten flooded out. I mean, it was worse. I wasn't able to walk down this far when it first happened, but yes, this year has to be a record. 5 times that this area has been underwater. Yes, count them. 5 times underwater just in 2019. Never before have we had this area flood that many times. You know, it's usually, most years it's once and done, and some years will have it happen a second time, and there might have been a few times where it's happened 3 times, but I don't know, but I'm not sure on that. But certainly, we have certainly never had it happen 5 times. That goes to tell you how wet it's really been around here yet, and the fact that it just happened within the last week or so. This actually got flooded during the month of September, you know, which one of the reasons I point that out is, you know, with 5 times versus, you know, most years once and done, is that every year I've been able to cut hay in this area and go all the way up to that tree line. This year I cannot. But what I have cut right here now for the second time is about all the further that I've been able to go this whole year. If it stays dry long enough, I might be able to get a swath or two out yet, you know, further in, but probably will not be able to go all the way to the tree line at any point this year. But I mean, I guess I maybe shouldn't rule it out completely at this point just yet. I mean, a miracle could happen. This wire could disappear and ground might firm up enough to carry the hay equipment, but most likely not. And I probably won't even try to do it this year, just because, you know, it's starting to get kind of late anyway with hay. Yeah, I was able to get a couple swaths over there again, and then there too, you know, if there's more of it that's dry enough and everything, then there I'll probably still, you know, try to cut a swath or two and maybe drive along with the small square baler and bale it up, and maybe have a small stack of grass at the market during the winter. But yeah, the seeded field where I did the last small square baling video, I think I counted 105 small square bales they made from like a third or maybe half of the field. Probably closer to a third than half, because, you know, that's where I cut the headlands off and round baled those, and then that allowed for the rest of the field to get raked a little cleaner. Yeah, there's a vehicle right there that I referenced I had recently picked up, but I don't know if that'll be a race vehicle or not just yet. Now with this wheat, because it's been so wet and that I haven't been able to get out here to combine it yet for that reason, and that's still standing, the quality probably will not be that great. And now, because it's so late, the elevators are no longer taking it, so I did visit with the insurance about it, and, you know, they said too that I should still try to harvest as much as I can, because right now I planted it, there's insurance coverage on it, but for future purposes, I should still try to get this harvested. And even if I'm not able to harvest it all, then by having a couple swaths or however much gone, there will be a record of harvest. You know, and adjusters can, you know, take pictures of, you know, where they can tell a combine's been through to get it harvested. And then, because the elevators won't take it, they're gonna have to send a ice cream bucket full from each farm, from each of the 3 farms that I have wheat on. And I believe they said they were gonna send it into USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and you know, and then they have the equipment there to check what kind of quality it really is, and then determine the final yield. I suppose I'm guessing they'll probably, you know, come out and, you know, if I'm able to get the whole farm off, then then obviously, you know, I'll have the wheat sitting in a gravity box or something, to, you know, where they can draw ice cream bucket full or so off, and you know, and then send it in for, you know, to check the different quality components of it. But at minimum, they'd like for me to take a swath or so from each of the 3 fields, because then, like I say, for future purposes, you know, there'll be a record of harvest being done, in which that leads to the next topic. This spring I filed a claim with them for prevented planting for the acres, primarily in this lower part, that I was not able to get planted because it was so ungodly wet back then already. But now, what I ran into with that is that because the 3 specific fields were not planted, harvested, and insured, that I cannot get prevented planting on those acres. And you know, I understood that because I had wheat on this farm last year that I could still get it, but they said no, it goes by specific field, and you know, the 3 fields were either hay or this year was CRP prior to hay, and you know, I didn't have any sort of insurance coverage on any of the hay. So, but now going into next year, I'll, you know, there will be coverage on my hay. So then that way, the following year, we do not have the same problem all over again that we ran into this year. So, and that's another reason too why they like to see at least a swath harvested off of each of the 3 fields, and then, because like I say, right now the planted and insured factors are there, but the harvest is not. And then by harvesting even just the outside swath, they'll be able to document that, and then that will help with prevented planting eligibility, and which I would be eligible for next year in the acres where I planted the wheat. So yeah, as far as the other two fields where the potholes are, I did seed hay afterwards, obviously, and then I'll just have to try to drive straight in and, you know, just seed hay into those potholes, and then now that I'm able to get, and now that my hay is gonna start being covered again next year, then that will eventually be enough to qualify. You know, just for those specific fields. Where my beans are, I'm already eligible, because I've been, you know, because I've been putting in a crop in that field every year and having insurance coverage on it. So where the beans are there will not be any sort of prevented planting issues there. And then so yeah, I'll have to get a few gravity boxes up here, or maybe all of the ones I normally use, and you know, so I have a place to dump the harvested wheat on. So that the samples can all be sent in for quality. And when I started this video, you may have heard a motor behind me. A guy across the blacktop over there from where I'm at hired somebody with a self-propelled forage harvester to chop his corn off. You know, for, you know, silage that the guy gives to his dairy cows over the year. So the ground just might be dry enough, you know, to hold my combine, or, you know, at least for most of it, or certainly enough to where they can get some sort of documentation for future purposes. And then as far as hay goes, I did cut the neighboring farm over there, and the roadsides that are closest to the main farm here for the third time, which, I mean, certainly not the first year that I've gotten 3 crops of grass off, but certainly doesn't happen every year. Yeah, there's a few more roadsides I have to cut for the second time, where I did the small square baling roadside video. They've got road closed signs because the road that I take to get over to those roadsides has a tendency to, there's a section of that road that has a tendency to go underwater. So right when that happened, they put the road closed signs there. But I just drove on that road last night, and not a single piece of the road is flooded right now. So I will be able to access those roadsides and get them cut for the second time, and then otherwise the only cutting I have left besides that is the hay job. Get that farm cut for the second time, and like I referenced earlier, I did do a overview video again, and I am intending to shoot videos or make videos of the hay job again. So watch for those, and then obviously I'll have to look into the and I guess overall that should pretty well wrap up the farming side of things here. But yeah, but watch for more hay job videos, and then I will have to look into the racetrack that I was referencing and see if there are any more, and I'll see if maybe I look into that tractor pull that I was told about, and then if I'm able to film either, then I will, and then yeah, otherwise once I do get those filmed, when I do, or if I do, then it'll be the last for both, at least until spring. Otherwise, if for one reason or another I'm not able to go to either of those, then Elk River and the last few tractor pull videos will become the last ones until at least spring for that type of activity. Yeah, otherwise I think, as far as I know, October and November are both going to be, nothing going on as far as motorsports. And then December, they start having snowcross races again. And then, like I say, once I officially have a racing vehicle again, then I will be doing a video on that, and introducing you to the new race vehicle. So yeah, obviously you can see now that's pitch dark out here, which we weren't quite ready for it to start getting dark as soon as it has been lately, but when you look at it, that's pretty much only going to get worse. It's going to get worse before it starts getting better again. It's always been the nicer thing about summer, is that's it's laid out for a lot longer, and then you're able to get more done, and that also, gives me a little more time to work with to do these videos also. Obviously the races and stuff are, it's always, lit up when it turns dark. But obviously this is just a channel update walk around type thing, and I don't have any lighting to work with as far as that goes. But yeah, there are storm systems moving across the state tonight, and it looks like the county that we're in here is, is on the northern edge of the watch that they have out, so hopefully we don't get anything and we can keep going here with, hay and finally start getting the weed off the fields once I can make a few minor adjustments on the combine. And then, yeah, it does kind of suck that the elevators aren't taking it anymore, because now, like I said, I'll have to bring the gravity boxes up and put it on there, and just to have a way of holding on to it. And then I'll probably have to, and then with it being in as poor condition as it is, and I'm gonna have to commingle it with, whether it's next year's crop or, probably the best bet, just to go ahead and try to plant some wheat next year someplace, and then then I can commingle this year's crop with that, and I'll just have to keep track of everything, and just let the yield numbers stay accurate with doing that, and so forth. So yeah, we're only a week away from October. So and which would normally mean soybean and corn harvest, which is hard to say right now when the corn and soybeans are gonna get harvested, and soybeans are finally, the leaves are starting to change color, and the corn appears to be starting to change color, and well, I guess that's a step in the right direction for that, but otherwise it's too early to tell right now. So there you go, there's a September channel update for you guys, and give you a good idea of what else coming. There's races and tractor pulls are up in the air a little bit right now, and see if I'm able to get a little more of that filmed yet or not. Otherwise, with that, thank you guys for watching my videos. I certainly appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and also click on the bell to make sure you don't miss any content. And I'll catch you later.